Ladies and gentlemen, we love the head coach of the Los Angeles Chargers. We would like to proclaim that. There is no hashtag journalistic standards. Do those exist? Whenever it comes to judging whether or not we like Jim Harbaugh as a whole, we love him. As soon as he becomes the head coach of the Chargers, we immediately think this guy's going to change the culture. This guy's going to flip this team around. And if you follow the Chargers over the last couple of years, not as closely as Chargers fans, obviously, we haven't, but we have somebody on our program, and also we have been a massive fan of Justin Herbert since his days at Oregon. We love this dude. The more we learned about him, the more we liked him. He grew up in his house. His parents would clear out the furniture in the living room, and they would actually tape uprights onto the wall, and they would play pickup football in the middle of the snow in their house, and they would have to kick extra points in their living room. When you're talking about loving ball, Justin Herbert and Herbert family love ball. Great personality, doesn't showcase a lot. Super humble, hardworking, but that Chargers franchise over the last few years for the beginning of his career, kind of crap.
Yeah, he's dunk.
Kind of crap.
Yep.
They would lose the games that they were supposed to win. They'd be in the lead to win games, and they would just give it away. Insert last night. Cincinnati Bengals come to town. Justin Herbert and the Los Angeles Chargers would cook early. We're talking dime after dime after dime. We're talking about having the time of your life on Sunday Night Football for a half for the Los Angeles Chargers. They would go into halftime with about a 3-score lead. He'd be throwing things like that. Quentin Johnson, by the way, congratulations to you.
Yep.
People were talking a lot of shit about you.
Yep.
You've become a massive weapon for this Chargers team. And Justin Herbert showcase. And look at this long-ass run. No sell it. Ball back, walk it off, keep it cool.
Next play.
This is who I am. Justin Herbert has been a phenomenal leader for this team. J.K. Dobbins has been a great addition to this team, not only here, but at the very end of the game. Then it would get to the third quarter, and all hell would break loose. A 21-point deficit would basically be eliminated by Joe Burrow and an offense that would show up and crush. All of a sudden, Chargers fans are starting to get PTSD. Oh, no, we're the same old Chargers. Oh, no, this is the Chargers of the past couple years. Oh, no, another primetime game in which we're supposed to win. We should win. We could win, but we're just going to let guys get wide ass open, and we're going to lose again. Joe Burrow would lead the Cincinnati Bengals all the way back to a tie, and then what would happen? Well, what I was talking about yesterday morning on NFL Game Day Morning is the Harbaugh effect would be felt for the first time for the Chargers fans. In a game in which they could have given up. In a game in the past in which they would have lost. In a game that Chargers fans would be saying on Monday morning, we suck again. They come back and win this thing. They had to battle through adversity. Ladd McConkey goes for 2 completions for 55 yards on this final drive. And then J.K. Dobbins, when I assume they were just trying to get in field goal position for Cameron Dicker, ends up taking it to the absolute crib. This is Harbaugh being... J.K. Dobbins is so fast, so quick. Get off me. Get off me. This is Harbaugh being the guy that we all thought he was going to be, coming in and cultivating a culture of winning. And although Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals offense has done fantastic, they're out of it. They stink. This year is going to be jotted down as an L for the Cincinnati Bengals team. But for the Chargers, it's the complete opposite. Joining us now is a Michigan man who obviously got to experience Michigan man Jim Harbaugh's rise as the Michigan Wolverines head coach all the way to a national championship. Ladies and gentlemen, senior insider for the NFL for ESPN, Adam Schefter.
Yeah, Shefty.
Shefty, how you doing, pal?
How's everybody doing? I'm glad you started on Jim Harbaugh, Pat, because first of all, we've seen the job that he's done there in L.A. He's been unbelievable, which surprises nobody who knows him. And it also allows me to pump up something that our network has spent a lot of time on, because during the owners' meetings, when we were together there, outside that little meeting room, remember we did that little sit-down with Jim and John Harbaugh back in March?
Yeah.
It was like 35 minutes of mirth and merriment, and then I went to Ann Arbor on the day that the Jets decided to make the head coaching change and spend a day with his lovely parents, Jackie and Jack, and we had an unbelievable time. And so ESPN's put together all this stuff, and we've worked on it for months now. And it's going to start airing on the network this week. We're going to do like a 30-minute primetime special. It'll be on ESPN Plus, all about the Harbaughs, the brothers. Some really, really funny stories that I didn't know.
That's amazing. And I assume the people at ESPN NFL who put this together have enough of a brain to understand that they should put that on YouTube as well and social media platforms so that people will be able to see it.
I'll let you tell them what they should do. I don't know any stuff about that. You're much better in that area than I am. But I appreciate your input, and I will certainly pass it along. And if you want to say that as well, that's great.
Okay, I'll put the word in. Let's definitely make sure people can find this, because we assume this is going to be fantastic, because we were right outside the room. Joe Burrow is playing fantastic football. They run into a Chargers team last night on primetime that ends up getting a win when usually they would lose those particular games. At the very end, how much do you think Jim Harbaugh helps this Chargers team kind of change their mindset and win these games that normally they would lose, Coach?
No, I think he's definitely changed the culture out there. I mean, honestly, it's the same thing he did at San Francisco and then at Michigan. Just develop a hard-nosed, very workmanlike culture with, a lot of positivity, and but really demand a high work ethic, play good defense, run the ball, don't lose the game, and then take advantage of the opportunities to win it. And they've done a good job. Cincinnati can certainly move the ball. They had a couple chances at the end of the game there. If they had moved it, they probably would have won or been in a position to win, and ended up, going 3 and out and giving the ball back, and finally, Chargers scored. So tough loss for Cincinnati for sure.
Yeah, tough loss. Big win for the Chargers, though, especially Coach Harbaugh and Justin Herbert, who we've all been massive fans of, I think, since he came into the league. But now they have a real opportunity, it feels like, because just like you said at San Fran, just like you said at Michigan, Jim Harbaugh makes winners, baby.